Hello everyone, my name is Sakesh. I am a master student at Center of Engineering Education, UTM. So this is my presentation. I did a paper together with my supervisor on catalyzing Malaysian workforce skills for engineering in Industry 4.0. Now, in past, we all learned that industry revolution happened via 1.0, 2.0, and currently 4.0. And usually in past, it happened due to mechanization, like I said, for first 1.0. Second one is electricity. The third one due to IT, information technology. And now currently it's the fourth one due to digitalization. We have a lot of automation, a lot of digitalization, where autonomous, automotive, robotic involved in industry 4.0. And governments have their own initiative regarding IR 4.0. We have industry blueprint. They released, and government came up with 2 strategies to upskill the current and produce future workforce. And their strategies is usually regarding on training, and also how to improve current workforce. The current workforce usually doesn't need engineers; they very comprises everyone. And this paper is to identify the skills needed for engineers based on systematic review (SLR) by using Prisma, and how we can help to fulfill government initiative on human resource development. If you notice in the policy paper, they focus on every human being, and they don't have a proper details, because always policy papers on macro management and the macro level of guideline. However, research paper done by people or researchers in past all over the world always a specific need. And this research paper, we are using SLR to find the skills needed by engineers, only engineers suitable for IR 4.0. So the methodology, first, I formulate the problem. As you know, the problem is what are the skills needed for engineers. Second, I develop the search by using a Boolean operation. And third, do the literature review. Fourth, we do screening-fied analysis. So based on that, the first process is identification by using Prisma, SLR. So by using Scopus, I went through Scopus because Scopus papers are always high impact paper. And also this paper, they have more details and in which more trustworthy sources are used to come up with paper. So 375 papers I have found. And from the 375 paper, I started to find out which one is duplicated. So I SQL duplicated and zero duplication is found. And after we screen using title and abstract, 133 titles are excluded because there's no keyword on workforce, operator, worker, professional, or skills. And later 108 is excluded because they focus on students, not adults. We need to understand that when we talk about IR 4.0, a lot of research paper focusing on students, how to create students to be a better workforce. But the workforce currently existed in our industry. So under 8 are excluded, and also because they focus on student, and second is mostly doesn't relate to IR 4.0 for workforce. And the third filter is on 20 paper excluded because we cannot download full text. This is because these texts are not subscribed by UTM, and because I'm using UTM library, so all the paper I download based on the Scopus subscribed by UTM. And from there, 64 paper are obtained, and from there, 35 paper are have to excluded because their term 4.0 are very loosely used. They didn't mention 4.0, but they didn't imply or apply the concept of 4.0 in paper. They just use it as a clickbait, I would say. And next is there's no details on skills and human values, and they focus more on technology adaptation compared to human skill values. We need to understand based on my research review that I realized that most of the papers focus on if you do a lot of technology adaptation, if you do a lot of digitalization, 4.0 happen in industry. How about human, the concept of human, how to improve the human? The paper doesn't focus on that. And after we find 29 papers that what I needed based on the criteria I have formulated. From the paper, these are the top 9 skills that I have found, which is related for engineers for 4.0. First one is leadership. 55.17%. I'll say more than half of the paper focus on leadership skills. Later, problem solving, communication, organization skill, human mission interaction, decision making, and the skill, lifelong learning, and creativity. If you can notice based on it, leadership plays an important role. As an engineer, we need to be leader. We lead the project, we lead the adaptation. You notice, even the paper focus on technology adaptation, we need human to lead the project. And from that, I need to find out the keyword they used that determine leadership. And if you notice, most of the papers, they focus on the manager role, project management, people management, supervising, leadership, adaptability. And this keyword made me to realize that as an engineer, it doesn't go to work, you go and do the same thing over and over. We need to lead the project, we need to manage the worker, we need to manage the operators, we need to manage the assistant engineers, technicians. That's what engineers do, manage. With good leadership, engineers can bring Industry 4.0 adaptation. Later is called problem solving. As an engineer, we must have a good problem solving skills. Communication, and as usual, communication is not only in terms of spoken, but also in terms of written, especially report writing, business communication, the scientific communication, the ability to transfer knowledge. When engineers speak, they need to know what are the knowledge that they can tell, they can communicate to other workers. Human machine interaction is mostly on ICT knowledge, it's mostly on their proficiency, on their technology proficient, technology understanding. And when all this come together, engineers can be a suitable model to allow Industry 4.0 adaptation. In my research, there are few, I would say, challenges happened. The first few challenges that I literally faced is I can't download paper due to the subscription didn't allow it happen. 20 papers. I hope these 20 papers are really good, because if they are good, it'd be a waste because I didn't have the subscription to download it. And finally, this is one more thing, is the training and teaching. When we talk about lifelong learning, the keyword that I found is motivation to learn, training, self-learning, researching, practicing new skills. However, the concept of training and teaching, the learning, it doesn't determine on training and teaching. There must be a deeper meaning onto it. When I'm doing my research in the Center of Engineering Education, I realized that learning is much more than doing training and going to FAO and attending things. There are deeper meaning to it. So I think we need to focus, we need to find papers that focusing on deeper details on training and teaching for engineers. So in conclusion is that there is a need to understand that future engineers of Industry 4.0 require specific skills that enable them to be the driving force in Industry 4.0. For Industry 4.0 occurs in Malaysia, it doesn't mean we only need technology adaptation, policy papers. We also need to know the skills required for engineers and do a lot of research on what type of skills and how to apply engineers with the skills. So our engineers can be the leaders for the Industry 4.0 adaptation. With that, this is my presentation. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Thank you.